Peace, love, and blessings. Welcome to Mayan Moon Mondays with the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic. And I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Whether you are here with me live or whether you are here with me via the replay, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And again, welcome to Mayan Moon Mondays. This is for the week of March 13th through March 20th. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths. Normally I say 3, but today we're just going to play it by ear with what feels right. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths right now. Let's go ahead. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. And let's go ahead and recite the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. Now that we have taken some deep breaths to center ourselves, I'll go ahead and recite the prayer. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the south, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may see all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the north, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmony to end all war. And from the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ashe. Now, for this week, the moon is moving through 5 different signs. It's really going to be more of a concentration because she starts today in Scorpio, but the moon was void, so she moved into Sagittarius. So really, we're dealing with Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. This is where the moon is going to be highlighting energy for this week. We could not do a Mayan moon calendar without speaking about the moon void of course. When the moon is void of course, she is traveling in between signs, and it is more like when you're traveling, everything is shut out until you get from A to B, and that's what she's doing. She's literally moving from one sign into another sign. And so when the moon is void, we need to do what she does. The best thing to do is to do internal things, things that have already been started before that need completing. And on the other hand, when the moon is void, you never ever want to start anything new. If you start something new, you will not get the intended outcome or nothing will happen at all. So it's best to just focus on things that are already going on when the moon is void, of course. Now let's talk about the moon phases for the week. We are primarily in a waning moon phase situation in varying parts for the week. After the full moon, we are releasing what we do not need. First, with the waning gibbous that starts today, we have a last quarter moon, which is tomorrow. We have our waning crescent moon, and that is going to be from Wednesday and on through the rest of the week until Monday. So we are currently in the ninth solar moon of intention. Yes, you see galactic. We're not perfect here, so I will definitely make sure that I update that later. And the galactic moon of intention, we deal with pulse, realizations, and intention. The best thing to do is to walk with intention, and you can do that by being able to sense the pulse of what's going on or in the room, realizations of what you are taking a part of and what you are experiencing and moving with intention. And so as we go through the um the Mayan signs for the week, we have 4 primary colors. They correspond with a particular phase and a particular direction. When you see a sign or a seal that is red, it correlates with the initiation phase and the eastern direction. When you see the color white, it corresponds with the refinement phase, and that um, is the northern direction. Oh, sorry, guys. We have a person trying to get in. Let me do this so we can let them come in. Go back to play. Where were we? So again, just to confirm, when you see the sign or seal, which is white, it corresponds with the refinement phase in the northern direction. When you see the color blue, it corresponds with the transformation phase in the western direction. And lastly, when you see the color yellow, it corresponds to the ripening harvest phase in the southern direction. And also, before we begin, we are dealing in 3 different energy cycles for the week. We're going to be in the energy of self-regulation from today, Monday, up until Tuesday. We are in the energy of the input, or where we're informing from 3:15 to 3:18, and now being an informer, but an inform E. And then lastly, we're in the energy of store, which is where we remember, and that is the 19th and the 20th. So let's go ahead and jump into the calendar for this week, we have a lot of interesting things that are going on, as we always do. We have more intense days than others where more things are going on, but every single day is important and have a lot of information that we can use. So I'm sorry, you guys. I want to stop again. So people are filtering in. And let me go back. Press play. Thank
Hello.
you.
Sorry.
Hi, Jack. That's okay. Um, we are talking about the first day of the week. Um, the blue cosmic storm,
Okay.
and so yeah. See, I made a couple of typos. No, I didn't. Okay, sorry, you guys. But blue cosmic storm, we are guided by our higher power of abundance today. Today is the last day of the blue magnetic hand wave spell. We ended with the blue cosmic storm, where the vibration is the tone of presence, where we reflect on how we endure and we transcend, and we're only able to do that when we are present. And when we have the blue storm, we definitely are going to have a downpour of emotions. And definitely when we start today, because the moon is in Scorpio when we start, which is a water sign. So, if we're a little bit emotional today, that's okay. But really, the energy is about overcoming our trials. And the way that we do that is by tapping into the higher power of abundance. It's also tapping into the energy of the matrix, which allows us to self regulate. We put ourselves on our own schedule. Um, and also, when the moon is in Scorpio, that allowed us to get really, really deep in the private areas of our feelings and our emotions in order to um, check for check to see where we are, if we have anything that we really need to clear up before we move on. And that's really kind of what's going on, especially if you are not present with your emotions or with what's going on. Um, it can kind of get a little bit out of hand as we have our first board of course for the week, and the moon moves from Scorpio into Sagittarius, where Sagittarius is all about expansion. So our emotions are going to expand, and our emotions are expanding um, as we consider higher learning, high high on a just on the level of everything being high, whether you're going to um, traveling long distance, whether you're going on a vision quest, which is expanding yourself. It's going to be really important that you tap into this energy of expansion as we are clearing up space, which was pretty much the message of the full moon with the red resident Skywalker, which is we have space to explore in coordination with our wakefulness. So we have space that we can feel and explore and do different things with. In the Scorpio, the moon in Scorpio started us on that path. The moon in Sagittarius is kind of again the last wave spell of the blue magnetic hand of the initiation cycle. Um, as we move into Tuesday, we're going to experience a whole new vibration in terms of where we are and what we're doing, because on Tuesday, we move into a new wave spell, the yellow magnetic sun. This is the last wave spell of the I'm sorry, of the initiation cycle. So we have been working on our hopes, our dreams, goals, and aspirations. And when we move into the yellow magnetic sun, if we have been um, at the very least bit attentive to our initiations, we will start to receive the harvest for our initiations as early as tomorrow. So when we hit that yellow magnetic sun, two things are happening. One, we have the magnetic vibration. That's the tone that we're tapping into. It's going to set the scene for the next 13 days because it's magnetic. And that's the cool thing. Our purpose for the next 13 days is laid out for us in the yellow sun. All we have to do is be observant. We're going to be guided by the universal fire, and that is really going to allow us um, to spark the flame to move into our initiation that much more um, deeply. And it's the yellow magnetic sun is going to be from the 14th up until the 26th. And then we're going to be moving into a whole new cycle. No more initiation. We move on into refinement. And speaking of refinement, Tuesday starts the second week of the solar moon of intention. We're in a week of refinement, so we take the energy from last week and we're going to be able to make adjustments to that in any thing that we are working on. So also on Tuesday, it's just a lot of things that are going on. We also have a clear sign day, so we definitely want to take advantage of the day of prophecy that is available to us. And at the same token, it is the last quarter moon. Now, I kind of talked about um, this in a whole nother light in a directional reading that I gave for the solar month of intention. It is posted on YouTube, so do make sure you take a listen to that because it's going to go in a little bit more into this yellow magnetic sun energy. Um, so again, it's a beautiful day energetically, and make sure that you tap in. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please just let me know. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing if somebody is trying to on my computer. So just let me know if you have any questions. Take a deep breath. And let's go ahead Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we have our red lunar dragon. The beautiful thing about the red dragon is this is the very first sign of the Mayan calendar. And when we talk about the red dragon, we always talk about nurturing, we talk about birth, and we talk about being. Whenever we have the red dragon, we are in touch with the primal mother. We are in touch with extreme nurturing, protection, being able to be who we are, and to also initiate new births. But on Wednesday, this will definitely come with a little bit of challenge because we're in that lunar vibration where we have to first polarize anything that is challenging us on that day. We need to come to a place of stabilization, and that will allow us to be free of the challenge. But in order to get through that challenge is to just remember that we are extremely nurtured, we are extremely protected, and we have everything um, that we need. Also, on Wednesday, we're guided by the higher power of space. So that same energy that was opened up with the full moon, we're going to be guided by those opportunities that we have, those open areas that are begging to be discovered or wanting to be expanded is ready. On Wednesday, we also have our second void of course, as the moon is going to leave out of Sagittarius and she's going to move into Capricorn. Now, when the moon, it's interesting. I always say that it is um, amazing how the moon and how the calendar always go together. Now, here we are with the red lunar day, the red lunar dragon, then the moon is in Capricorn. So we're definitely that tone of challenge being in Capricorn. The moon is just not comfortable in Capricorn. Capricorn, the moon just can't do her regular thing when she's in Capricorn. Emotions are just not what's going to be happening. It's going to be about your long-term planning. This is where we're going to want and receive recognition for the things that we have been doing. And when the moon is in Capricorn, that's also when we want to do things that require extra work. Um, so we definitely have a lot going on, including the root chakra. So if you have any problems with manifestation, or if you're feeling some kind of way about family, just be ready to tap into that energy of the red lunar dragon. We're definitely going to be getting energy, that input energy, and it's going to definitely take some kind of form inside. So definitely we want to be aware of that energy for Wednesday. So the moon continues to be a waning crescent, pretty much for the rest of the week. So on Thursday, we tap into the white electric wind. Um, this is going to give us a little insight, a little precursor into what the refinement cycle will be like. We are in the second week of refinement. On Thursday, we're on the day of refinement, where it's going to be important to connect with our breath, to connect with spirit, and to just know that communicating as a whole is going to be really important on Thursday. And we're guided by the higher power of death. So it might just be, bringing things to a conclusion. It might be understanding that how we transform things by our communication, by us being in control of our breath. Um, and then when we have that electric vibration of service, we're just going to become activated by what we feel a connection with, and we will serve from that. So that can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing, because we can also be bonded and activated to want to serve somebody, serve up what they need to have. um so it just depends on where you are, but we definitely are in a period of consolidation, conservation, completion. We don't want to grow anything, we want to let things go. The things that we don't need, the things that have ran out their course, we are letting them go and being in control of our communication, our wind pipe, our electricity, our flow, everything. That's going to be really important on Thursday. So, and actually also how you adapt, how flexible you are is going to be really important as well. So let's go ahead and move into Friday. We have the blue self-existing night. I love when we have the self-existing tone of form because it just shows you how powerful we are. I always see, a person, a work person, construction person, got your little tools and your pencil and your belt, and you taking them out. You're taking out your ruler. You're defining. You're measuring what's going on, and you establish the tone. So not only are we self-existing, but we are guided by the higher power of self-generation. We make ourselves, we put ourselves together, and we exist by what we say to ourselves during the blue night. Blue night is going to be really powerful because so um it's our solar plexus chakra. Um and the moon is going to be void, so that um tapping into our inner self is important, tapping into our dreams, tapping into our intuition, and tapping into our abundance always happens when we go into the blue night. And when you are self-existent in your dreams, self-existent in your abundance, self-existent in your intuition, you cannot be stopped. The world is yours. And on Friday, we're still in that long-term planning energy, but we experience another void, of course, where we move into Aquarius, where it's all about um, knowledge, being with people that are like us. We don't want to be restricted. We want to be free, and we want to follow our own rules. That's what the moon in Aquarius is all about. And we're going to be in Aquarius for a couple of days, um, starting on Friday, ending on Sunday. The moon continues to wind. On Saturday, um, we move into the yellow overtone seed. Now, the overtone vibration is radiance. We empower ourselves, we command our environment, and we radiate our power um, to everyone, to everything. We just radiate who we are. Um, and that also comes out in the fact that we're guided by our free will. So it's about what we want, it's about what we think. And it also lets you know how important that is because the yellow seed, we're planting seeds, which we know whatever we plant, we're going to grow. Plant an apple seed, you're going to get an apple tree. And you're guided by your free will. So whatever you want to grow it, but know that it's perpetual. We have that yellow ripening harvest. We are in a state of timelessness. So understand that your choices, what you do with your free will, is going to dictate what grows and what you radiate and what you give power to and what you give commands to have control over. So we're still moving in what may seem like a way that's unusual also with the moon in Aquarius. We're still receiving input from the outside world, which is taking form in us. And Saturday is the day that we focus on our throat chakra. So what we say when we radiate is important as well. So far we have some very powerful energies that are going on this week. It doesn't stop on Sunday or Monday as we go Sunday into the red rhythmic serpent. We're guided by the higher power of our life force times two. So you definitely want to check in with how your energy is flowing, how you're moving, because your ability to be flexible and to transform is going to be affected on your life force, especially since we're guided by that power double. It's the power of life. So that can be powerful in a good way or powerful in a bad way. especially since we are moving on that rhythmic tone of equality. It's about organizing, it's about everything being in balance so you can give everything equal energy. So it's definitely going to be important that you tap into your life force. When we move into the red rhythmic serpent, it's also about um, bringing things up. So we already did the input and the informing started to happen. Then we go back to that information and we remember and get data from that stored energy. Um, and also on Sunday, we have our last void, of course, for the week as we start in Aquarius and we end in Pisces. When we move into Pisces, our emotions are high, our imagination power is high, our inspiration power is high, our hidden powers, secrets, everything can come up when the moon is in Pisces, and also where we hold ourselves back. You can also get an idea of that information when the moon is in Pisces, and that is going to take us into Monday, the white resonant world bridger. But even more importantly than that, and where the moon is, we're going to say, hello, spring. Welcome, spring equinox. Nobody is more ready for spring than me because we have been having mild weather this part. We've had a couple of storms, and today, 7 days before the equinox, it is snowing its butt outside in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is the way that the world works. But we have the white resonant world bridger. This energy we work in is one of channeling. We want to become one with spirit, allow the messages from spirit to come into us in spirit, inspire. And with that spirit inside of us, we're going to radiate that to other people, and it's going to bring us at one with our um, purpose. The white world bridger also helps us move through transitions where most times it's guided by death, but today we're guided by the higher power of endlessness. So if we, um, what state, mindsets do we want to bring about that will guide us into endlessness? And what don't we want to have a state of endlessness for? Things to consider. Obviously, and Monday, the moon continues to be in Pisces. We continue to get energy from our store, from remembering, and we end as we began um, with the heart chakra. So that is the energy that we're moving through from March 13th to March 20th. Let me go ahead and stop the share.